First, I'd like to thank everybody. It means a whole lot to me and my family for having y'all here and doing everything that y'all do for everybody in Louisiana and that. And I know that your pastor, the church, your community, and your family are very proud of every one of y'all. And the group came down last year and helped us out in that. When the hurricane came, I had lost 3 family members. My wife's mother and my mother's sister and my brother. My brother he went to take and stay with a friend of his, and he got caught on the roof in Gentilly and that, and they had water up to the roof, and he spent 3 days and 3 nights on the roof. And he was evac by helicopter and that, but he wound up having a heart attack and died. And a lot of the people, you know, they tell everybody that they told everybody to leave ahead of time and that. But you have situations where some people don't have the means to get out. And a lot of the people, when the hurricanes are coming, even afterwards, you see things on TV and that, and everybody's seeing what's going on. Well, when the hurricane comes, you lose electricity and everything. So you actually don't know exactly where the hurricane's at, what it's doing, you know, how it's going to affect you. And also there's never, you know, they never did have anything like that happen to where the levees broke. And with the levees breaking and that, the water just came in from everywhere. And the Army Corps engineers were in charge of building the levees. And the levees actually wasn't built like they were supposed to be built. And what happened was when the storm surge came, you had probably a 30 to 32 foot high storm surge. When the storm surge came, it went over some parts of the levee and that, but what happened was with the levees not being built the correct way in that, the water, when it came down from the other side, washed against the sediment and that, and it caused it to weaken in that, and that caused the levees to give way. And once the waters came in, then it was like everybody was stranded. There was nowhere to go. You never had any help from anybody. Actually, you see where other places where when something happens in other parts of the world and that, they have, you know, they show you they're loading up the planes and they sending stuff to people and that. And the people here was basically stranded for like probably 12 days before they actually had any food, water, anything. You had no bathroom facilities. You had no air conditioning. It was in the middle of the summer. It was in probably like 98 degrees. The humidity was high. No food, no water, you know. And after the hurricane, it probably took them at least 12 days before the National Guard or anybody started to come in and that. Then when they did take and come in, you basically, they tried to move a lot of the people out, but you would give them water, ice, and MREs. I don't know if y'all are familiar with MREs and that, but I had brought a couple. I got them in a bag. I'm going to let y'all take it and that, and you can open one up and they can look at it and bring the other ones to show everybody and that. But you basically have to take and survive on that probably for at least 6 months, you know. And, you know, everybody's given a perception that the city's back, everything's fine and that, but it's actually not. They show you the Saints on TV, they show you the French Quarter and that, but that's just one little part of the city. The French Quarter never got water. They got as far as the dome and that, but anywhere, you know, the French Quarter was dry. You know, you got people living in trailers. The first of this month, they want everybody out the trailers because they want it to look like the city's back to normal. If you get rid of the trailers, everybody else is going to take and say, oh, look, everything's fine. Now, whether or not the people have anywhere to go or to stay in that, they really not worried about the people in that. You know, they want to just, you know, more or less show America, well, here, everything's back to normal. We're going to, you know, get rid of the trailers. That's it. The storm affected me a lot because I lost family members in that. I worked in different areas where when a storm came, it completely wiped out 2/3 of each parish in that. You know, there's things that, you know, if you look around, they're no longer there. You even have a parish is just like we have parishes, like y'all have counties. And everybody when they come down, they think that they have no idea how widespread the devastation is. You got hit by not only Katrina, but by Rita. Katrina hit, and the whole, from the south to the eastern part of the state got hit by Katrina, and then from the middle to the west of the state, Rita hit. But when they hit, you actually had water from both hurricanes. So when Katrina hit, you had the water, and the water came, and that, right when the water started to recede in that, then you had Rita hit, and then you had water all over again. Some places had water to where it was up to the roofs. You know, you had tidal surge 28 to 32 feet high. It wiped out a lot of, you know, the homes. It washed them off of the slabs and that. There's some places where, down in Plaquemines Parish, they had a picture of the church. If you look at it, they said, oh look, the church is fine in that. Well, the church looked like it was fine. The only thing, the church was a few miles down from where it was before. The water just moved it completely down. They also had a picture of some huge ships that were in the river and that. Well, they were on top of the bridge. Well, they showed you the picture of the boats in the bridge, but they never told the people. The bridge was 30 feet off of the ground. The water came, it raised them, set them on the bridge, then the water went down, and they stayed there. You know, you had even people that had died and passed away. It affected the people like that because when the water came, it took and it disturbed the grave sites because we have to where they bury the people into the ground and that. Well, when the water came, the coffins and everything came out of the ground. So then you had to try to go around and try to get the coffins and try to put them back in their right resting place. Everybody talks about how good America is, you know, and we have a great country in that. But if you look for anything that's good in America, all you have to do is look right here in the room.